In life, folks, you cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
What's going on, Mari? CNG Podcast. What's going on, CJ, the CNG Podcast, man? How y'all brothers feeling on this Saturday evening, man? What's going on, fellas?
Never better, bro. Never better.
Never better, brother. Never better. Never better. He gonna tuck his whole sweater in his pants. He just missed it. Man, that shit was so funny, man. That shit was so funny, man. But I gotta go ahead and share this shit around, bro. Let me go ahead and tag who I need to tag, et cetera, man.
You cannot change your life unless you
know.
Down, he makes the open field tackles, like when it and the tackles for losses when it comes to like runs, sniffing.
Sitting him on the outside reaches going to the quarterback. So he's very versatile in what you can do with him. So replacing him will be difficult. And I don't think Malik Muhammad is going to stay in the slot. He's not built for a slot. He's going to be a boundary corner for us. I think this year they're going to teach him every position across the board at corner to kind of get him on the field. But going forward, I think he's going to be a boundary corner. He's going to be outside the numbers. We're going to probably have to bring in another guy for slot corner, that because those are some tough positions playing slot corner. So Kyler Gordon really has a chance to cement his role going forward, but he's got to take this serious. Like, he's got to feel like I got to be on the football field as much as possible. And I know he does, but he's got to figure out a way to maintain it going forward. So Kyler Gordon is definitely a hard piece to find in the market via free agency, because Kyler Gordon is probably top 5 in his position on the field for a slot corner in the league. And I know Dennis Allen wants to put him in safety a little bit, but you have to be careful there because safety is a whole lot more violent. So I would like to put him at safety on certain downs, certain formations, probably more of my trip formations. I would slide him back there. But when I'm doing my basic cover 2, cover 3, I kind of want him inside the numbers at the nickel, because being at safety, you got to have a tremendous eye discipline, and you got to be able to cut the field in half and in margins playing safety. And I don't think he gives me that great marginal coverage areas on the field. So I like him in slot where he's only got 15 yards to cover. That's where I want him, right there in 15 yards. I don't need him chasing the football 20 yards down the field. I think something bad can happen. So I want him to be within 15 yards of the quarterback guarding, guys inside your tight ends, your slot wide receivers, where you got them bang bang plays. Where I feel like he's the top of his class playing inside those parameters.
Hell yeah. Well said, man. Kyler Gordon, bro, we need you to be healthy, bro. We're a better team with you on the field, bro. We're not as good as what you off the field. Whatever's going on with you, bro, and your health, man, I just really hope that you break through as far as just being on this team, man, because I think the sky's the limit, as far as this defense with him healthy, man. We already have a questionable front four. Defensive line is not good. So you losing a guy like him that can pretty much be put everywhere on linebackers. He can run the end. He can get intercepted, cover a little bit. That's a very important part of your defense, man. Outside of maybe Jalen Johnson and maybe a Montez Sweat, he might be the third most important defensive player we have on this team right now. Until other guys prove that, since we signed them, that they're better as far as a Devin Bush and a Kobe Bryant, until those guys prove something, man, it's really on Kyler Gordon to be that guy. And us going into the season in the first, because we'll be able to get away with it. Like if he's healthy, he's healthy. But I think we can get away with it. I think we can get away with him not being at his optimal best, even get hurt more than we realize. Man, we got corner, we got Terrell Smith back, we got Tyreek Stevenson, we got Malik Muhammad. So it's got guys that can probably play some spot positions or do some things that Dennis Allen just scheme it up right, be great at situational football to where he can just make an impact with the guys that we got on his team already. So, so Kyler, bro, we need you, man. I know we joking on you a lot about eating pizza and shit and going to Quiznos and shit like that, but it's going on 4 seasons, bro. Like this got to stop, man. And the fact that Mario, CJ, that both of their ass showed up together, like who called who first? Like the Jalen, hey man, we need to get our ass up here today, bro. You coming to practice, bro? You coming on TV?
They heard the smoke on Twitter. I'm telling you, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And the last thing I gotta say in regards to anybody's diet, Kyler, my nigga, try a salad. It's all right. It's nasty as hell, but man, it's better for your body. Try a salad, man.
Nasty as hell.
Gatorade, man, sauna, stretch.
Can't be drinking pop, bro.
Yeah.
Stop drinking Coke, Coca-Cola, pop, soda.
You gotta stretch, man. Get in the sauna, get in the pool, man. I'm just glad you're there standing up, though, Kyler. Shout out to you, man. That's why I ain't mad at you or Jalen Johnson. I'm just glad you're there.
Yeah, so we're going to move on to the next person up here, OTAs. CJ, man. Caleb Williams, bro. The man of the hour. The man that's breaking generational curses for quarterback PTSD Bear fans out here, man. Caleb Williams continues to show us every day from the little footage that we see that his arm is rare, his speed is rare, his power is rare, the flick of the wrist. He's a very, very, very top of the line athlete, man. And he's becoming a better quarterback. And it's just awesome to see that we actually got a guy here that he can literally do every single thing, man. And his deep ball has been present, man, in OTA so far. It was a deep ball to Rome. Rome caught it. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Xavion Thomas, which was nice to see. He caught a deep pass, and they say on the scramble throw, he threw a pass to DeAndre Swift for a touchdown, like a 45-yarder. So just let me know what you've been seeing from Caleb Williams in this OTAs. What has impressed you most? Even though it's OTAs and they playing in Air Maxes and boat shoes and shit like that, but what has been impressive to you about Caleb Williams in the OTAs so far? Because Ben Johnson actually said something. I'm gonna bring it up on a picture. But what are your thoughts about Caleb Williams, CJ? You mute your mic, bro. Your mic is muted. See?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was gonna say we seen the same Caleb Williams that we seen last season. And the biggest thing for me is can Caleb Williams get the offense going early in the first 2 quarters? Because we know they've been dragging a lot with the offense, getting points on the board and scoring.
Oh, you was finished? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, And we got a quote from Ben John just to speak on this operation, and because I think Caleb Williams got better in the operation, getting under the huddle. Like Alan was saying last season, you need to come out the huddle at least 20 seconds on the play clock, so we ain't got to be rushing. Like he need to be better as far as him getting up to the line and getting the plays out, getting the offensive line together, and just getting up there, making sure that we're not 9 seconds left on the clock. But Mari, this is what Ben Johnson said about Caleb Williams, man, and I said he's pretty much becoming more lethal before the snap. The communication in the huddle, what it looks like to break the huddle, the urgency to the line of scrimmage, the tempo that we want to stress the defense with. The quarterback plays a huge part in that. He orchestrates the whole operation. Those guys have taken that to heart, and so from that aspect, I feel really good about where we're at. So it just goes to what CJ was saying about the operation is the number one thing. So when you see that, Mari, right there, what does that really mean to you? It just seems like he's more, at this point, he's more like just overall becoming a better quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So just what's your thoughts on that?
Man, my boy Caleb Williams, my brother is confident and as cocky as ever. We in store for a big season. I can tell, like, even just by like the confidence of those throws that he's making and stuff like that, because the news that was coming out of training camp and OTAs last year was, Caleb was struggling. It was like frustration. You're trying to shake off the Eberflus stink off you and stuff like that. Now, you hearing reports, he coming in to Hallis Hall, he coming in the building, he telling the offensive line and the wide receivers, he said, hey man, look, we finna do this. Man, come on, ready, break. Turbo set, I already understand it now. Y'all know that meme. Y'all.
I get it now. I understand
it now. It's going. All my brother needed to do was see one go in. He seen him a lot of it last year.
That's it.
He feeling confident now. He feel like his shit don't stink, and I want him to feel that way. I want you to feel that way for 17 games and how many games after that this season. I want you to feel like you're the baddest man on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And it's a difference between cocky and like confidence, and I can tell like this season, Caleb Williams is the most confident he's ever been, and like he has the ability to show it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure people seen it out there. The 58-yard pass, 30 yards passes, 67-yard passes. Man, those were throws Caleb was struggling to make early on. And like even last year in training camp, like those throws didn't come alive till like the end of training camp. Now it's like, yeah, it's going in the bucket.
He just picked up where he left off at. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, he's picking up. He's going straight from last year. We continuing this into this upcoming year, and it's building even to like your point, guy. He's becoming a better quarterback, and that's one of the things I said on this here podcast, that I needed to see Caleb Williams take command of the offense and really be a field general out there, dictating our pace to the defense. Because even in college, if Caleb Williams plays fast, if they're in like a hurry up offense type of mode, you know what I'm saying? That's where he shines the best. He likes he's high octane, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, as confident as ever about my QB1.
So Alan, you see that right there, and I can read over a little bit again. And the main thing that stuck out to me about this quote from Ben Johnson was that, the urgency to get to the line of scrimmage. Because you got to get your offensive linemen up there, man. Yeah. You got to get your wide receivers up there, your tight end. You got to spit out the play. You got to make sure everybody's lined up before you hike that damn ball. So I know it's a value is high, but for him to be clicking on that already, and I know repetition is everything in life. You know what I mean? The more you do it, the better you're going to get at something. So it just seems like he's right on time, man. So what's your thoughts on Ben Johnson just pretty much saying that, hey, man, he's the orchestrator of this whole operation, man. The guys are taking it to heart. And they're remembering that they got to come into camp better than what they were last year. And the quarterback is responsible for that. He's responsible for that.
Yeah. And that's just understanding the playbook and institutional knowledge. He's got more knowledge going forward this year than he did last year. And he got a new center this year. That's a big difference in it, getting to the huddle. The center's job is to get the big boys in the huddle. That's his job. So for a young guy, he's got to be verbal on the field. Huddle. And if we're going to go huddle, we're going no huddle. That's on the quarterback. We going. I mean, we doing. So that's the thing we gotta make sure we understand. We got different centers for the offensive line. The offensive line is the key as far as development, as far as like getting to the line of scrimmage and making things work.
OG, do me one favor. Remember you had your headphones on at one time? I think your headphones will be perfect. Yeah, if you put them headphones on like you had last time, everything was smooth, man. Everything was smooth. So I don't know if you still got your headphones, but that'd be great if you can find them and put them on. That was perfect that last time. So CJ, what you think about this, man? The communication is key, man. Before you even hike the ball, like I say, it's so many things that a quarterback got to do before he actually throws the ball or hikes the ball or pitches the ball off. You know, that's pretty much more than like half of the operation. So Caleb is becoming a better quarterback, man. He's understanding that he got to take control of this thing, and he got to be quick about it, man. Like, you got to be quick. You got to be quick. You got to be quick. And because you never know, CJ, when you get up there, you might have the audible play. You know, Ben might call something. You want to make sure that you got enough time on the play clock to do that. So you can't get up here and mess around and just take your time, because those seconds are precious. You know what I'm saying? You never know what the defense can do or what the defense can change within that time frame. So you got to get up there and get them plays out, man, and get everybody ready to go and lined up.
Yeah, man. I think Caleb, I think he started to really figure it out last year, probably like in the last couple of 4 games. But I think if he can master it, oh man, this Bears offense can be explosive. You know, if he can master getting those audibles out on time, getting everybody lined up and ready to go, this Bears offense can really take off. It could really take off.
Hell yeah, I think so too, man. So Mari, just anything you want to add on to this one right here about Caleb Williams and just becoming more lethal before the snap? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much more better can he get? You know what I'm saying? The arm is crazy. Now he's pretty much put it all together as far as like getting guys up to the line of scrimmage and just getting the plays out, man. He's really becoming so good, man.
Yeah, and that goes into like even like how he got better operationally last year. And the best thing you can do, like as a quarterback, especially when it comes to like communication with the line of scrimmage and stuff like that, is that's drawing people offside. That means your cadence, everything is like clicking. You like you're in full control. You're understanding where everybody is on the field, and that just gives you the opportunity to score more points. That's more intuition, as Alan said, in regards to even play calling and checking out of plays and stuff like that. And so I'm very proud of the growth that he's been making, especially with this only being his 3rd year in the league. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Williams with every tool in the bag in regards to a quarterback is a quarterback that is a top 5 quarterback in this league. So this just reinforces my expectations. I think this is going to be like an MVP caliber year. I feel like the Bears offense is going to be a top 5 offense at the bare minimum this year. And I also feel like, you know what I'm saying, we're going to win a lot of football games because of this young man under center.
Yeah, man, and I couldn't agree more. I think the better he is as far as a surgeon, as a technician, I think when he gets better at those things, the sky's really the limit, man. Like, the guy has the most incredible arm I've seen in a very long time. The running ability that he has to scramble, he knows how to slide, he knows how to avoid that. Once he really put it all together, as far as just being a complete quarterback, you know, taking what the defense give you, you know, understanding that you can lull them to sleep, walk them down slowly, and then boom, you can just kill them with, you know what I'm saying, with a crazy throw, whatever the case. Once he realizes that he got to play chess and not checkers, when he get ready to audible the plays and he's confusing the defense and he got weapons everywhere, it's gonna get real spooky out here for the rest of the NFL and the NFC North. When Caleb puts it all together, he might go on a run that could be Aaron Rodgers-esque, because he got the same talent. I think he's a mix between Aaron, he's a mix between Elway, and he's a mix between Brett Favre. He can throw risky throws. He doesn't throw many interceptions like Favre, but he got an arm that can get you to the 20 or the 30 like Elway, and he can be very, very accurate at some points in this game, like an Aaron Rodgers. He can pinpoint you to death. He can dot you to death. So the fact that Caleb is coming along as a QB, that's to me, compared to like the 3 of the greatest quarterbacks that I might have seen in my lifetime, we got us one. You know what I mean? We really got us one, man. And he might be the most talented one out of all of them because I think he's more talented physically than the Patrick Mahomes. So you got to give him a feather in his hat for that. He's quicker. I think his arm is better. I think his arm is stronger, and everything like that. So, and my quarterback, when they compare my quarterback, he's up there with the Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? The Patrick Mahomes, and he's up there with the Lamar Jackson. So in his third year, man, he's going to be incredible, man. So shout out to Caleb, man, for understanding that he's going to have to get better at the communication before the huddle, man. So we're going to wrap that part up about Caleb, and then we're going to talk about the next person up here, man. We're going to talk about that boy Luther Burden, Maury. Luther Burden, bro. A lot of people.
Are we surprised?
I'm not surprised, bro. And you know I said that. I said it on Twitter. Like, I'm not really surprised that Luther Burden is showing out, and people were freaking out that Ben Johnson was pretty much saying that he was buying. I'm buying stock on Luther Burden. Everybody buying stock. Like, that wasn't surprising me for me to know that Luther's going to be good. What is surprising is to me about Luther Burden is how fast he's coming along. You know what I mean? Because to Allen's point, he wasn't a very good route runner. He didn't know the playbook well, but he was a rookie last year. But the potential is there. The potential is there, Allen. So to see him actually, come into his own, and a lot of people want to talk about this number one wide receiver stuff, and I don't necessarily think Rome is going to lose that position unless he just physically gets hurt or he just trash, and I don't really see either one happening. Like, the depth chart is not going to change just because people want Luther Burden to be number one wide receiver, unless Ben Johnson come out there and just say, hey, the number one wide receiver spot is open, and it is what it is. That'd be that, but I don't think he's going to do that no more. So, just give me your thoughts on Luther Burden at OTAs, man, and how do you see him playing this season, and how do you see him progressing this season and getting better as the season goes along? What are your expectations from Luther Burden, man, going forward? No, that's Maury.
Okay. So my expectations for Luther Burden, like, honestly, guys, this season is I want to see more refined route running. Because following him on social media and watching his YouTube videos and stuff like that, he has improved a lot in his route running. There's small, like, minute details that even Ben Johnson said that, like, you know what I'm saying, that he has to work on, and that's just going to take his game from just being, like, to the next level. I don't see him being like him or Rome being necessarily a wide receiver one, but a 1A, 1B type of scenario, like similar to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Not saying that those guys are like comparable to them yet because they're still like second and third year players. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like these two can be a dynamic duo and probably be the best wide receiver room in the NFC North. Because I think by the end of the season, I'll take Luther and Rome versus Amon-Ra and J-Mo. I'll definitely take Luther and Rome versus Christian Watson and Matthew Golden. And I'll definitely take Rome and Luther versus Jettas and Addison, just because of like their skill sets. Like, either one of them would be wide receiver ones on like any other place in the NFL other than like 4 or 5 teams. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, in regards to production as well with Luther, I really want to see him just the yards after the catch. I just want him to see him digging in that slot, using the screen game to his advantage. You know what I'm saying? Even those deep routes, because he's sneaky fast. He's fast as hell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it sneaks up on you because you don't really expect it. And like I seen even somebody compare him to like a rubber band man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just super elastic and bouncy, and like he has like the footwork and everything. If he combines all those traits together, I can see him like not challenging Rome for wide receiver one, but making the case of like, this isn't like I'm your wide receiver two, but I'm also a featured dude in this offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well said, Martin. And OG, man, just what's your thoughts on Luther Burden, man? Because I think the sky's the limit for him, and I just think that the way the offense is going to be set up, man, I don't think, to your point too, and we've been saying is like, I don't think we're going to have that one wide receiver that's going to be getting a bunch of yards and a bunch of touchdowns and it's not going to be one guy. I think it's going to be split up between Colston Loveland, Luther, and Rome. Like I've been saying for the longest time, like we got to see what Rome is as far as in this offense. What is he? Is he going to be a bunch of yards guy, or is he going to be a bunch of touchdowns guy, or he going to be, you know what I mean? So, and I think that that's going to be the definition of what these wide receivers on this team is going to be, or what they're going to become, because I don't think it's necessarily going to be a one guy that's just better because Luther got his traits to make him great and make him a number one wide receiver. And I think Rome, healthy, still has certain traits to make him a number one wide receiver. But speaking on Luther, though, what does he have to improve, and what do you want to see from him coming out of these OTAs and this camp and training camp and all this? What's your thoughts on Luther?
Hey man, I love Luther, man. How do I sound?
You got to turn your mic down because it's like you screaming. I know you're not screaming, but it's like super loud on your phone. So CJ, so what's your thoughts on Luther, man? What do you want to see from Luther going forward, man? Do you think he can take away the number one wide receiver position, or what do you think his role is going to be going forward in OTAs and minicamp, and what do you want to see him progressing to doing?
Okay, well, I saw Luther's interview, and he did say something that I was like, okay, that's cool. He actually gained some weight, and I think that's going to be good for him going out there, being on the football field, going up against those bigger DBs that can knock him off his route. So I think he's really trying to really solidify himself this year in the year 3. We all know year 3 is the most important year for NFL players. So you got to give them the first 2 years to adapt to everything. So we're going to see if Luther is going to be ready. And I think he will be ready this season to take a next step forward.
OG, you ready, OG? You good? Your mic is muted.
Yeah, unmute yourself.
Yeah, you got your mic muted. Shit, man. So, and while we waiting on OG to get the technical difficulties together, and the last person I think we talk about up here is that boy Austin Booker. Mari, like, you got a lot of stock in Austin Booker, man. You got a lot of stock in Austin Booker, man.
I'm buying all of it, guy.
You say I'm buying all of it, and a lot of people think that he's the reason why they didn't draft the edge rusher, man. That's starting to say that, like, they don't even want nobody else to be, them to even be concerned about nobody else. I don't know how much I really believe in that, but I'm gonna take it on the face surface. If people are saying and say, okay, let's say that's true. So, is he under pressure? What are your expectations of him? And what do you want to see from Austin Booker coming out of here? Because he does look bigger. He does look more jacked than what he used to be. And how much do you think of him having that more muscle is going to help him as a pass rusher this season?
Well, his problem coming out of college and why he failed to the 4th round is because he has the height and the length of a star edge rusher, but he didn't have the weight to like match what a star edge rusher is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And so, speaking on that and like the progress that he's made now, and even looking back to last year, I looked at the numbers in 6 games to have 4.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and also like be, I think he was number one on the team on like pressure rate, like coming in the last 6 games of the season, man. That's why I brought all my stock right there, man. Because if you look at him, if you watch him play, he wins quick. You know what I'm saying? He did it in the 49ers game. He did it against Jordan Love. He did it against Malik Willis. He wins quick. He's active with his hands and stuff like that. It's just the small nuances of things that, like, even the defensive line coach said this past weekend, man, that like once those things get ironed out, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be a haymaker on this defense. Is he under pressure? Unfortunately, yes, because we did not draft an edge rusher. And so the whole fate of this defensive line, even if Grady Jarrett has a good year, even if Montez Sweat has a good year, if you're not providing pressure opposite of Montez Sweat, then this year is kind of a dud. And then we're going to be looking back and crying about, well, why didn't we trade 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby? Why didn't we try to go after Michael Parsons those years ago? Why didn't we go after, say, a Josh Sweat like before, like now? I don't know what's going on in the future, but I feel like Dennis Allen and Ben Johnson and Ryan Poles have stamped the stamp of approval on Austin Booker, man. I feel like he's in for like a good year, even on the 67-yard throw to Caleb May to Rome. You know, Austin Booker was the one that was chasing him. And I think if they were in a fully padded practice, it was okay to hit your quarterback, which I wouldn't want him doing. Don't hit Caleb Williams. You put people in concussion protocol, my brother.
Right.
He probably would have got back there to him, and that's a good thing. These are good signs, man.
Yeah. So CJ, what's your thoughts on Austin Booker, man? Anything you want to piggyback off of what Mari said? Because he is under a lot of pressure. He does need to get better. He's under a year. He could be potentially looking for a contract extension. His numbers have to look a certain way. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. You got to be good at either pressures, hurries, and sacks. Like, you have to show enough of those to where they can say that you're an anchor piece on the other side of Montez Sweat, because there isn't a pass rush here. We signed a guy, I think, for a tryout, but they did not invest in a pass rusher. So the investment is there. I think the skill set is there. I think the will, and I think the motor. He has a very high motor, and that's more than half of the issue for a young pass rusher, to have the motor to power through. And I think with him becoming bigger and stronger, he's going to have more leverage and power to overpower some tackles, some left and right tackles, or some guards, or whatever. So just give me your thoughts on not Montez, but Austin Booker, man, and what do you see him doing? Do you think he's gonna be these people where he's gonna sink or swim? Like, what do you think? Is he really gonna be a playmaker, man? Is he really gonna be a game changer, man?
Okay, well, I gotta say this about Austin Booker. He's in his third year, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then this is the year he got to get it done. If he got bigger, okay, that's great. Get in the weight room, keep getting bigger, because you know you're going against offensive linemen that are bigger than you, that can push you around and get you off the square.
Mm-hmm.
So he got to get bigger. We know he got the motor. Mm-hmm. He showed it by getting sacks last year. We saw it. He just got to put the work in the weight room and get his body right.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Don't get hurt.
Yeah, don't get hurt, man. That's the most important thing, man. Don't get hurt, because that'll knock you off your trajectory for you to even get paid. Like, you don't want to get hurt, man, because I don't think they're gonna be waiting around for him, man. Like, I think Poles is a patient person, man. I think, Tyreek Stevenson, and he's still here. They letting Sean walk, and you got Booker here. So, Poles is gonna, I know Ben is in charge, but Poles, when he put his foot down, I think he can put his foot down and be in charge, because we talked about this on TikTok, Maury. Like, I think he was like, Ben would talk off the edge from driving the wide receiver, man. And I'm glad that if Ryan Poles was really in that room on draft night with Dylan Thieneman was there, we picked a defensive person, bro. I'm so glad. I know I'm not the biggest fan of Ryan Poles, but I think he really, if that really happened, and he told Ben to be cool, we drafting the safety, and Ben didn't like it, bro. I think that was the best. I think that was a good power call, if that's true. You know what I mean, Maury? Because I know you were saying something about what was going on with Mekhi Lemon and all that.
Yeah, Mekhi Lemon was falling, and then somebody else's program that I'm a part of somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He was at the bar with Caleb Williams' mom, per se. Shout out to Motion Sports on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And Caleb had texted her and was like, "Yo, what if Mekhi Lemon falls to us?" And like, I really want Mekhi to come, because they're former teammates at USC and whatnot. I think him and Ben were in alignment of, like, getting that third wide receiver, like a solidified, like 1A, 1B, 1C type of scenario, a pick your poison, if you will. But I appreciate Ryan Poles for not biting the food to trade up and be like, hey, I want Mekhi Lemon. You know what I'm saying? Like, say a Ryan Pace would have in years past. You know what I'm saying? He stuck true to the board, and we ended up getting a really good safety prospect who has all pro potential in Dylan Thieneman. In regard to the original question with Austin Booker, please don't play the starters in preseason. I know everybody can't wait to see the guys and shit like that, man. Austin Booker last year got hurt because he was going crazy in preseason. He had like 3 or 4 sacks. Next thing you know, his groin hurt.
They put him on special teams, man. They had Austin Booker on special teams. He got hurt. That's why he got hurt. They had him on special teams.
And we don't need that. Don't put the starters on special teams. You send the guys. You send Scotty Miller out there. If you want to see somebody pass rush, just send Kevon Street, Kentavia Street out there, man. Don't put Austin Booker out there. I only want them playing one series, week 3 preseason. You know what I'm saying? Get the starters out of there. I need my dudes as healthy as possible, because that Carolina Panthers team is no joke. They are for real. After that, we got Minnesota. Even though I laugh at Minnesota, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about the Bike Queens. They are no joke. They are a divisional opponent, man. We need to be healthy as possible for 17 games, man. You know, the last thing about Austin Booker, I'm passing the mic, man. I think that Austin Booker has potential to be like a very special edge rusher because he's impactful in the run game and he's also impactful with the pass game. You know what I'm saying? He actually has moves now, and I can see it from last year. He's actually disciplined. He's actually different from the player that he was in college to year one under Eberflus till now. He's actually disciplined. He's actually can read a quarterback, and he knows when, like, okay, I'm gonna like use this move to get back here and pass rush, or hold on, let me like hold the horses a little bit. This is a handoff. It's coming to my side. I'm gonna make the tackle. I have all the Austin Booker stock, and I'm not selling for cheap.
I love it, man. Well said, OG. You good over there, big dog? Just want to tap in with you,
how
man.
it sound?
Man, you sound way better, bro.
Okay.
Man, that's whatever you did. Do that every time we come up here. Every single time.
You're in there like swimwear now.
Screenshot what you did. Make sure whatever you did. There. But you hear us back here, man. We talking about Austin Booker, man, and everything like that, man. Like, how much stock are you buying in Austin Booker, man? You think he actually turned a corner this year, man? Like, do you see it?
Yeah. The young man works hard. That's what I like about him. He works hard.
We got a fan.
So that's why I'm buying stock in Booker. He's a good worker. He's got good technique. He can't fix the size problem. So the only thing he can do is work on being relentless, beating his man, and getting a good get off. That's his strength. His superpower is his get off. He's not going to overpower everybody. He'll get some people, but for the most part, he's got to beat people off the football. He's got to create havoc within 1 second. So that's where his superpower will be on our defense.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds you of somebody, doesn't it? Somebody else we drafted in the 6th round with similar traits.
Are you talking about Jordan Van? Hey, don't start talking. Hey, don't do that.
Oh.
Ryan Poles might have figured out this D-line. Everybody was giving him shit. You was giving him shit about, hey, he don't know how to draft. He might have a type. Ball get off.
He might have a type.
He definitely got a type with the left tackle because all the damn tackles look like Darnell Wright, Jonah Jackson.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Willis, all of them. And what you say, Maury? He say I ain't that good of a. What you say? He ain't that good of a GM. But I got it right with Darnell, so I'm gonna just draft people that look just like him.
It's like going to Aldi's, man, and you got shit. They don't got Cheerios, but they got something similar. You like Cheerios, you can get the same shit over and over again, man.
They got Cheerios. Circle O's or some shit.
You know what I'm saying? And even in regards to like the comparison between Jordan Vandenberg and Austin Booker, man, I think that going forward we're going to value people that have the ability to get off the ball really fast. You know what I'm saying? And you can see like the athleticism on this defense is crazy. I think that we have the best overall roster in the NFC North. It's tied between us and the Lions. Only reason why I favor us more than the Lions, unbiasedly, is because outside Campbell and Aiden Hutchinson, I'm not really scared of the Lions defense. You know what I'm saying? I think from all 3 levels for us, we improve. You know what I'm saying? And Austin Booker is going to be a big part of that. You know what I'm saying? And he put on the muscle. I can't wait till they start showing footage. I think Austin Booker might be in for like a career year.
Yeah, I'm hoping for it, man. I just think that I think it's just fair to give people time to develop, man. Like everything isn't a home run hit. Ryan Poles has now necessarily hit on certain picks, as far as this defensive line, and I just think that you got to coach them up at some point, man. You got to get the right coaches in here. So I think that Dennis Allen is a good defensive coordinator. I think Dan Roshar is a great offensive line coordinator. Offensive line coach. I think that JT Barrett and all these guys, the quarterback coaches and everything like that are good. We just got to see some fruit bear, Allen, from the defensive line side of the ball, man. We got to see it because we signed guys in the offseason that were hurt, or you drafted guys in the draft that are hurt. Shamar Turner, Dio Bango, he was hurt towards Achilles or something like that. Shamar, Grady Jarrett's getting up there in age, so it's like we just need somebody on that defensive front to show that we can have faith on our defense going forward, especially if we're going to be trying to contend for Super Bowls and NFC Championship games and division titles. Because I don't care what nobody say, you can score all the points you want, but there's going to be a team that you're going to have to go up against that can score the same as many amount of points, Allen, and you know this. And their defense might be a little bit better than yours, and you can actually lose that game. They can win that game. So defense still matter, right, OG?
Yep. And also the defensive line. If you notice that Ben was saying that we gotta coach up the defensive line, that was very interesting when he said that. I was like, Coach, I think you're pulling my leg. Like I don't believe it's that simple coaching this group up. I feel like a lot of these guys have met their potential. Like I don't think Sweat is gonna be an all-pro defensive line. He's met his production on that contract. He's pretty much gonna nosedive from here on out. So Grady Jarrett is gonna max out his contract. So you have Booker, you have the young man we got from Georgia Tech this year. I'm still gonna wait on 99. I'm gonna wait on him. But other than that, everything's maxed out. Every credit card on the D line is maxed out, except Booker. So coaching up, I think he was telling us something that we don't have the money to put in the D line. So anything else we got to do is got to be a coaching thing. We got to coach them up. The defense has to be coached up because it's nothing else we can do financially to help them. I can get that, but it still got to be a reality set in with being that maybe we leaned a little too hard on offense and we didn't go get the quality defensive lineman. Bush was a good signing over the summer, but I felt like we needed one more piece in the interior. I don't know, man. I think the overcoaching, that's one thing, but if you just don't have the talent, that's just the reality of this situation.
I got a hypothetical for everybody.
That's a good one. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
So June 1st is around the corner. You know what I'm saying? That's usually when brothers get cut and they give them their walking papers, their pink slips and stuff like that. If a dude like Vita Vea becomes available via free agency acquisition, not per se trade, but you know what I'm saying? Like he gets released from the Buccaneers because he's 33 and he's making $17 million. Would you want him in the Hallis Hall? Anybody?
How much is the number though? That's the thing. I would love to have anybody that's productive, but it's that number. Like, what is that magic number for being? Is it 5 million? Like we just got the young man from Buffalo. We had him in for a workout the other day. He was a rotation piece for a playoff team, and we didn't bring him in. So it's got to be a number that the Bears can't reach with these free agents. Like some of these free agents are not going to accept a vet man, when they got the production. It's like we'll just wait to training camp, and I think we're going to have to sacrifice somebody on the offense, whether it's Cole Kmet or an offensive lineman. Somebody's got to get put on, or it could be we got to do something to clear up some money so we can go get a nice piece that's going to come open June 1st, which will be next week. So we got offers for trade for Cole Kmet. I think I've heard as high as the 3rd round pick. So we're going to have to sacrifice somebody on offense. That's just what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I agree with everything you guys are saying, man. I just think that it's going to come down to it. Y'all hit a lot of points about the money don't match. You know, getting a guy like Vita Vea makes sense, but what's the number? Who can we get rid of to make a trade like that? You know, who will somebody want, you know, over Tyson Bagent or somebody like that? So when you're thinking about people that you can get rid of that got value, to Mari's point, you can look at a Tyson Bagent. You can look at a Cole Kmet, because a lot of people feel like Cole Kmet could be a number 2 tight end on a lot of teams. So that's the selling point to where you're Ben Johnson or Ryan Poles. Hey, man, we got Cole Kmet right here. You know, he was top 5 play action tight end with Caleb Williams last year. Great leader in the locker room. You know, no problems off the field. You know what I'm saying? You can sell Cole Kmet. You can sell a Tyson Bagent. You can say, hey, man, we got a young guy that's coming up in Ben Johnson's offense. He knows the offense well. He's ready to compete. He's ready to win. You guys looking for a quarterback. You can't get a better backup QB right now than from the Ben Johnson system, because you see what he can do with a Caleb Williams. So if that's me, that's how I'm selling guys that I can get something from, whether it's a Josh Sweat, people saying even a Josh Sweat, a Vita Vea. You got to be able to get off of some of the guys that you like. And that's the difference between a GM that operates about his business and not his feelings. I can like you all I want, or a coach, I can like you all I want. But if I need a player that can elevate my team at a certain skill position, you might be out of here, bro. Nobody's above winning, and I don't think nobody's above the program that could get released for us to be a better team. So can't put your feelings into this. Get rid of some picks. If you want Josh Sweat, hey, give up the 3rd round, or give up the 4th round. If you want something, Vita Vea, you get the money, match the money, get rid of a Cole Kmet. Something, man. You know what I mean, CJ? You got to do something to get this defensive line right, because you depending on a Jordan Vandenberg or anybody like that, you're putting him in the same position as you're putting in the Austin Booker to come in here and be great. As much as I'm hyped about Jordan Vandenberg, and I think he could be great, you know, good, or you know, a starting. We got Grady Jarrett that's here that can mentor him and get him to where he needs to be. The infrastructure is there for him to be there. He got a high motor. He's athletic. Grady Jarrett is here. You know what I'm saying? Everything is in place. But at the same time, I don't want to go forward and put expectations on a guy that should be above his draft stock, above his pay grade, until he's ready to be that type of productive player on this team. So they're going to have to figure out something to get some help on the defensive line as far as an edge or a very good defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying, CJ?
Yeah. I'm gonna say Tyson Bagent is spendable. He is spendable, you know, because they do have Casey Keenum back there as a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you can get rid of Tyson Bagent, whatever his contract is, okay, that's gonna free up some cap money. It may not free up much cap money, but it will free up some. We know that Cole Kmet is spendable, especially with them getting a tight end in the draft this year. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and trade him. You know, it's not going to hurt your offense as much as you letting him go to another team.
Mm-hmm.
That's if you can fill a hole. We know Colston Loveland was the top tight end for the Bears last year, so Cole Kmet is spendable. If you can get rid of those 2 guys and get some defensive help, some defensive veterans that can come in and play to those young guys, so much pressure won't be on those young guys, and those young guys can sit on the bench and learn from those veterans. That's what the Bears, I think, need to be focused on right now. Getting some veterans onto this team, getting them in position where those young guys are going to be in that. Let those young guys sit back and learn from those veterans.
Yeah, well said. Go ahead, Mari. Go ahead. Then we're going to get on to the last topic. We're going to get up out of here.
I do want to say this on the Vita Vea tip, because like a lot of his money is guaranteed if he were to be cut. Because like he is getting older, and I think they did draft a defensive tackle or whatnot or whatever. So he would like sign for a vet minimum, because Tampa Bay will be responsible for paying him the remainder of his money that he was owed at Tampa Bay. So it will be more so not a money issue in regards to acquiring somebody like a Vita Vea or anybody else that were to be cut. Like at this point that are like veterans and stuff like that, it will be a matter of, does he fit the scheme? Does Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen, do they agree that that's an area of need? I feel like personally, our biggest need isn't necessarily edge rusher. Mm-hmm. I'm more so worried about the interior, because all we need is a dude, and if Grady Jarrett is that guy, and I could just be spewing bullshit right now, because Dennis Allen might feel like, well, hey, I've seen enough out of Grady. He is going to be that dude drawing double teams. because that's what's going to help out Montez Sweat. That was the whole purpose of us getting a Grady Jarrett.
Yeah.
Was a dude in the middle that can draw 2 or 3 guys like a Dexter Lawrence. Not saying him to be Dexter Lawrence, but somebody similar to that. I could take up 2 or 3. I could take the center and the guard, and that gives my guys on the outside free reign on tackles instead of like being able to double up on Austin Booker or doubling up on Montez Sweat, because you know that's where the pressure doesn't come from. That's why we struggle with pressure. It hasn't been an edge rusher problem necessarily. We haven't had a true D tackle since Akeem Hicks, and that's being like plain and honest.
Yeah, hell yeah. So the last part, OG, we gonna talk about, man, is your boy DeAndre Swift, man. DeAndre Swift, a lot of people, man, and I've heard a lot of opinions about DeAndre Swift, bro. And I think I was always on board, like we should keep him if he's productive, man. And this is what Ben said, OG. He was like, we certainly could target him more in the passing game. There's probably a number of guys I could say that for as well, but he's a dynamic player. I've known that about him since he came into the league firsthand, and certainly last year. I wasn't surprised about the year that he had. So is he capable of more? Absolutely. He absolutely is. He's a vital part of what we do here. So OG, when you see Ben talking like this, talking about the past game, talking about how important he is to what we do you think this is a situation where, you know, we can see us extending him maybe for about a year or two? Because we haven't really drafted a running back yet. And I think the more we kick that can down the road, even though people say it's easy to replace running backs, but I think we're in our winning window, and I think it's important to, you know, keep the chemistry going and all that stuff like that. But just what's your thoughts on this for what Ben Johnson said right here, man? We're going to go around the bang and we're going to finish this thing out.
Well, Ben, I think is saying that about Swift because Swift was very productive last year. But I like Swift in a dual running back situation. I don't think he's a bell cow that's going to get 25 carries a night. You know, I don't think he's there with the production. I think Ben knows that he wants to lean heavy on the tight end with Loveland. Loveland's going to get a lot of activity. I think Loveland going forward is going to be our number one target in the offense. I just think it's going to migrate that way, and I think everything else is going to fall in to suit. The run game is going to set up the pass game. And I think we're going to eventually see another running back come into the situation. And I feel like Swift, he's going to have some takers out there on the market that might outprice us. I mean, he can mess around and get 10 or 11 for another team. And I don't see us spending a dime on him. You know, 7 million or 8 is probably his market for us. Maybe an extra year on the set, like a 3-year, $24 million contract. I don't see us leaning towards a $10 million mark with Swift. Because we got a nice young running back behind him, and we could bring in another running back going forward. I like the guy we got from Miami. The young man they just got from Miami. He's a nice little activity piece. I feel like a guy that can get a very fast running back. I forgot his name, but we just signed him to our 90-man roster. So I think the running back position will take care of itself. But for a certain number like 10 million, and I think that's what it's going to take to get him back is a $10 million contract. I don't think he's going to get there.
Mari, what's your thoughts, man? Because I think we spoke about some of this too. Like, because you even asked, like, do we give him a 2-year deal, 12? You know what I'm saying? So, just what's your thoughts on DeAndre Swift? Because he did have a career year. He's still only 27 years old. And that's what I'm saying. He's still only 27. And he's not a bell cow, but, you know, he's an explosive guy that could take it to the house. And we've seen him do that.
Well, I'm going to preference this by saying this. And I'm going to ask this to all of you guys. If DeAndre Swift gives you 1,000 yards, right, and 500 yards receiving, you wouldn't feel comfortable extending him?
That's good.
I would.
That's good.
I would. Yeah. I would.
Not for $10 million though. Not for $10 million.
Okay.
Not,
so if
with all what we got going on, that's a lot of money.
Okay, if that's the case, because like for me, if he gets 1,000, like say 1,100 yards and 500 yards receiving, and like he gets like a combination of like 15 touchdowns, like going both ways, I would give him that $10 million just over 2 years, just because, you know, even though running back is the most replaceable position in the NFL, they come a dime a dozen. They do.
Yeah. Right.
You can draft the running back in the 7th round. We just did. Even like with Washington, with Bill Krosky married, with Isaiah Pacheco, with Calvin Mungai, those guys are 7th round picks. If you don't feel comfortable, right, that means are we spending a premium draft pick, like say between rounds 1 and 3 on a running back, and do you feel comfortable with that? And if you don't feel comfortable spending, like say if we pick anywhere from between pick 25 again to pick 32 on a running back, and you got holes on your defense and stuff like that, do you feel comfortable spending that draft pick on, like say the best guy or the second best guy in the class? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of questions and a lot of nuance to go into this. You know what I'm saying? And if you would, you know what I'm saying?
I would, Amar, a first or a second, a second or a third on the back. I would definitely lean toward back. If we know we're gonna replace him, I would.
Okay, so yeah, it all depends like how he like does this season. I'm expecting a big year out of him, because like especially with him catching wheel routes and stuff like that, that's something that we haven't seen from DeAndre Swift even last year or even the year before with Shane Waldron, who used him a little bit more in the passing game. You know what I'm saying? With him becoming a part of the passing game, which I even said like before, that's what's going to help out Taylor Williams in regards to completion percentage, even managing down the distance. If we get DeAndre Swift, and everybody that is not an offensive lineman is a threat to like catch a pass, that's going to help out third down conversions, fourth down conversions, because I know Ben said that he wants to convert a lot of fourth downs and stuff like that. If DeAndre Smith makes a case for himself this year with his production of like, yo, I need that $10 million because I gave you $10 million worth of goddamn production. And if you don't see a dude in the draft that can come in and immediately like emulate that, or like not saying that DeAndre Swift is like a generational running back, but the amount of maturation and just like years that like DeAndre Swift has is valuable, because he showed up in a lot of different ways last season in regards to pass blocking, in regards to effort, and even improved vision and stuff like that. You're going to start square one with rookie. You got to teach him basically how to be DeAndre Swift again, and if not more, max out his potential. It's all dependent on what you feel comfortable with. I personally, I lean towards more because he is 27 and he is getting closer to 30, I wouldn't give him a long-term extension. I will offer him a 1-year deal. If he does not want to take a 1-year deal, I'm just going to take my chances in the draft, because it is a lot of good running backs in this draft coming up. And this draft, we might get a dude like this year. We couldn't get the David Baileys of the world and stuff like that, because it was only two quarterbacks that were taken in the first round. Next year, there's about 4 or 5 dudes that can like righteously resemble the 2024 draft, which a dude is getting taken 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of those talented dudes that you need are going to be pushed down. So, you know, it all depends on like how this year goes. It's contingent upon the season.
Well, yeah, hell yeah, Marion. I agree. CJ, what's your thoughts on this, man? Before we got one more segment, man. This is a fun segment, and we're gonna get to it. We're gonna go ahead and get it done. We're gonna move it around and do quick with it. So, CJ, what's your thoughts on DeAndre Swift, man?
Well, we've been hearing all this offseason how they feel like he's gonna.
No, I'm talking to Bill. But go ahead, C.
How they feel like he's gonna be the guy of the offense, and I'm thinking at some point the Bears. I want to see the Bears get a young running back that can fill that void, because I'm looking at Swift and I'm like, how long can he run in between the tackles, him and his size? How long before he starts to break down? Because I just hope he does not start to break down because the Bears are going to need another running back who can carry that load. Yeah. And do they have that? We don't know yet. But if they're going to do something, they need to do it this year in a draft or something. They need to get a younger running back who can fill that workload or who can help fill that workload.
Yeah, man. And a lot of people think it's Cal Monunga and Mario. You know, obviously I said, look, if that's the case, what's up to Bill, man? Shout out to my guy Bill. He's been locked in with me, man, on Facebook for a very long time. Shout out to Bill over there at CBS Chicago Bears, man. He's an admin over there, man. He lets me put my content in there, man. Got like 60-some thousand people in there. And he's a moderator and all that stuff. So shout out to Bill, man. He's a big deal in the Chicago Bear community, man. If you guys don't know who he is. But I was even saying this, Alan, like, if that's the case, if people feel that way about DeAndre Swift, and you really think Cal Monunga could be that bail cow, just pass over the reps at RB1 to Monunga and then just have DeAndre Swift as that gadget guy, that breakaway guy that you want to put in an explosive package to get those long yards. You know what I'm saying, Alan? That way, you solve two problems. You get your young rookie who you think that might be a 3-down back. Then you keep DeAndre Swift alive and keep him healthy, like CJ was saying, and you just put him in certain packages the way he can just break away from the defense in certain type of package as far as using his speed and throwing the ball in the passing game. So you solve multiple problems. It's not really a hard fix. That's just my 2 cents on it. If people are thinking about how can we keep him and still use Monunga, because a lot of people think Monunga is a 3rd-down back, and I don't know. And I was talking with somebody before, and I'm like, I don't know if he's a 3-down back because he doesn't have the breakaway speed to me that DeAndre Swift has. So that means he's going to get hit a lot more. He's not going to be around a lot because he's going to be getting hit. Sure, he can hit people. He can break face masks. He can do all of that. But is he a breakaway runner? I don't think so, bro. And somebody we were talking to him was saying that and Brady's going to be on the show eventually. I think Brady's asking me, Alan, I'm gonna ask you this, and Mari gonna chime in too, and CJ, like, what's the difference between a Genty and a Cal Monunga? One went 1st round, one went 7th round. So what are your thoughts about that, OG? Like, what is the difference between a guy like Genty and a guy like Monunga? Shout out to my boy Brady, though.
Well, Genty had breakaway speed, though.
That's one thing.
That's one thing. And Genty gives you a little bit more in the pass game. And his field vision. I look at Kyle as more of a wrecking ball. Like, he's one of those guys that get you the dirt, the 5 and the 6 yards, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. He's a guy like that get you 10, 12 running good solid plays a game. I like Cal Monunga in his role because he's a star in that backup running back role. I think when you start reaching and putting him at the number 1, you're asking a lot because the number 1 running back's got to be able to take land, air, and water. And that's what I want my running back to be. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that number 1, he's got to do it all. So I don't think Kyle's that back. I love him as the backup running back. To come in and get us out a bind, a change of pace guy. That 170-something yards he had, I think it was towards the end of the year. I think he had against Philly. I mean, those type of games is what he lives for, like cold weather games after November. He's the guy. But I love him in the number 2 role. Swift is a number 1. No question about it, the number 1. It's just the number of what I'm going to pay him is where I get to have to be an analytical thinker as a GM. Like, I'd rather have a young one in there than to continue to run with a guy that I know he's going to outprice my market that I have for him. And my production's going to dip because Monunga is going to be required to get 12 carries to 18 or 19 with his production dip. So you get yourself into a little pickle with that type of scheme. So I think we should evaluate going forward next year, whether hook or crook or whatever he does this year, we need to would draft a running back next year to replace him. That's just what I would do.
No, I agree with that. I think we kick, and the fact that we're not drafting one, I don't know if that's a ego thing, Mari, from Ben. Like, I got a guy in the 7th round. You know, we kind of starting to learn how Ben is confident on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And it's fine. But do you see that as like one of his quirks? Like, yeah, man, we know you overconfident and all that. You know what I mean? But bro, we need a running back, man. Like, then you got to pay a guy that's aging, you know, more money you want to pay, but you could have drafted a guy last year, type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, are we starting to see Ben that might be a little bit too overconfident in his approach to how he drafts, especially when it comes to running back? What do you think?
I don't think it's necessarily like overconfidence. I just think the board didn't like fall to us the way that we wanted to. I don't think that Malik Muhammad pick, and there's nothing against Malik Muhammad, I think we were trading up for Malik Washington because that's a guy that I think was really fit scheme.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, like the Raiders like took him like literally the pick before. And I think the full intention was like, we're gonna trade up, we're gonna get Malik Washington in here. Just so that we can have a dude that we can teach the scheme to and probably compete with Swift for like running back snaps. I think like in regards to like running backs and like drafting one, I think that's why they didn't like after that they were just like, okay, we're gonna get Keyshawn Elliott and stuff like that, because running back isn't the biggest need. That like right now it's a want to have a younger dude in there, somebody that can like be dynamic and stuff. Next year though is going to be an actual need, and the running back market like next year is probably more suitable and more palatable because we've addressed everything else over these last few years. Even in regards, like I could tell that we were going to draft a running back this year, because if we weren't, there would have been no need to sign that dude out of Miami, the fast dude. I for the life of me, I can't remember his name right now. My apologies. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's why we signed another running back, and instead of bringing back just rolling with like who we got right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you want a dude that is like freaky fast in the backfield, because that just opens up like the run game for like everybody, the run game and the pass game. You know, I'm not so worried about, if I was defending the Bears, I'm not worried about DeAndre Swift necessarily in the backfield or on the read option between him and Caleb Williams, because I expect him to use that a lot more. You know what I'm saying? If I were like, if it was Caleb and Devon Achane, you know what I'm saying? So it just all boils down to that. I do feel like we're going to spend a premium pick on the running back next year, though, just because, you know, the rubber's starting to hit the road with regards to Swift. He's only strictly because of his age. He's been fantastic since he's been up in Chicago Bears. For
sure, man. Well said, Martin. And we're going to get into the last piece of this, man. We're going to talk about this. This is some fun stuff, CJ, you know, and you know, is Colston Loveland are going to be a top 3 tight end? Is Austin Booker going to get his 12 sacks? Luther Burton, wide receiver. Caleb Williams, MVP candidate, man. So, CJ, man, take your pick, man. Which one you want to talk about, bro? Which one do you see is more feasible, and which one is more you see that can really happen? Like, which one you like the most here, man? Your mic muted, see? And I put the wrong damn picture. Look at this.
Let's talk about Caleb Williams being an MVP candidate, man. If he can just grasp his offense with calling audibles, getting to the line quick, getting the playoff quick, and just hitting his receivers in stride, this Bears offense can take off, man. The Bears offense can really be something special if he does those things. Commanding the offense, you know, calling out audibles when they need to be called. Recognizing what the defense is going to do. If he does those things and the receivers and him are all on the same page, oh, man, it's going to be a beautiful thing next year. You know, everybody is kind of getting the Bears kind of being a lower in the division because of the schedule. I don't think people realize how deadly Caleb Williams was in the playoffs, how deadly he was towards the end of the season.
Yeah, he had a lot. He was averaging like 275 yards or some shit like that, Mark. It was like a gang. He was getting busy, bro. To CJ point, he was getting busy, man.
Just to piggyback off that really quickly, and I'm going to talk about the side of the square. I want to talk about Caleb Williams had his best games against teams that were playoff caliber teams. That's why I'm not so worried about the schedule as like analysts who aren't familiar with the team and like familiar with Caleb Williams' game. I'm familiar with your game, my brother.
Right.
When it comes to big moments since he's been in high school, since it's like he's always been a person that like when the lights are brightest, I'm gonna show up the most. He's not scared of like the Eagles. I seen even like Seattle, and not saying anything negative about Drake May. Drake May, for lack of a better word, you could tell he bitched up against Seattle. He was like, I'm intimidated by this defense. I didn't see my quarterback go against go up against Myles Garrett and then come to the podium afterwards and say, I can make any throw. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of Michael Parsons.
Right.
I'm not afraid of the Eagles defense. The Eagles defense was still good last year. Not afraid of him. He shines for those moments. But to go into the side of the square that I want to talk about Coast and Loveland being a top 3 tight end. I feel like based off the sample size we got last year, I really do think Coast and Loveland, because he can be a top 3 tight end, and if not top 2 in regards to like production, man, because he just has everything you will want out of a tight end. He can run block, you know what I'm saying? He can catch passes, he can run routes, he can line up even on the outside. You know what I'm saying? He's a mismatch nightmare. You know what I'm saying? And he has those strong hands. He has aggressive hands, as Sean McVay would say. He doesn't run away from the ball. He runs to the ball. He completes the catch, and then he looks to like make moves and yards after catch after completing the pass. You know what I'm saying? I like Colston Loveland. You know what I'm saying? And even on the fantasy tip, he's going to be my tight end 1 that I draft. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah! So OG, man, last part of the show, man. Which one of these things up here you like the most, man? Which one do you think is going to happen more than anything? Which one is more realistic than the others, man? Which one?
Well, I would say out of those 4, I'm going to go with Luther Burton because I feel like Luther Burton has the ability to be the best receiver on the team.
Mm-hmm.
He just has to work on the scholastic part of football. I just feel like his route depth, where his numbers are on end routes, and he's a really strong athlete. And I need him to get to the part where he's a technician. He's not a technician yet, where he can run routes in the dark, blind. He's not there yet. And that's where I want him to be. And that's going to take a season or 2. But he has that dynamic skill set that nobody else in the team has. That when he catches the football, it's 6. He has that type of talent, and he can run people over, he can run by people, he can run through people, so he has the size to do a lot of things. I mean, you got to think about it. He was an all-state running back, so he's very comfortable running the ball behind the line of scrimmage, very comfortable with it. So I think Luther Burton is my guy going forward that I would like to see take that next step, because Colston's going to be Colston. Colston's going to be as strong as Caleb is. Caleb and Colston are hand in hand. Colston's going to make Caleb life easier with the blanket. He's going to be a nice blanket for Caleb. But that guy that he needs to get that big play is going to be Luther B.
Hey, y'all cook it right now, and I can only piggyback, man. I think the most realistic one up here, man. Luther can be, and what Mari's about Colston and K, like y'all all right, man. But I think the one I'm gonna put my money on the most, I think it's gonna come down to Caleb being the MVP candidate and Colston Loveland being a top 3 tight end. I think, like you saying, OG, that they're gonna be hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? On a rope, chemistry together, how they played last year. I just think that they're gonna be something different we've never seen from a QB and tight end position. I think Caleb Williams is coming to a year to where he's gonna be better as a technician, as a surgeon with the hands. You're only a surgeon, Allen, if you got good hands. You got knives and stuff like that, cutting people open, man. You can't even get that job, bro. Your hands got to be special. And his arm is special, bro. He got a special arm. He got a special IQ, and he got speed as a running back, bro. We had his childhood coach in one of the TikToks talking to me and said he had Caleb playing running back as a kid, bro. So the physical traits is there. I just think he's gonna have to learn how to play chess and not checkers, bro. I think he's gonna have to learn how to manipulate defenses with the short pass game sometimes, just for him to expose the long game. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you to the point to where you so talented with your arm, you can get any throw in any window. Let's play around with the defense. Make them nervous, man. Get better at your cadence. You know, get him to jump off sides, which he's done before. He's good at getting the defense to jump off sides. So I want to see him become that master Jedi, Mari. You know, that he wants the rank of master, but he's too young. But I want him to get it. I'm one of the ones on the council that would have voted for Anakin, man. Let that little young motherfucker get to be master, man. Let him do it. Fuck y'all holding him back for, you know me. So I think that's Caleb. Once he becomes a master at this shit, bro, I think we're going to see him become an MVP candidate, man. And Austin Booker, man, bro, 12 sacks, man, I want you to do it, but he hasn't been healthy long enough to do it, man. And Mari, just to end this before we end his highs, he really had a string of games consistently to where he had like back-to-back sacks. You know what I'm saying? Like he had one that game where we could be like, okay, he's stringing along sacks like a quarterback got to string along completions. You know what I mean? Not just sacks necessarily, because I know how we all feel about sacks is that's the thing, but what does he do consistently to the point to where you can be like, that add to sacks? You know what I'm saying? Just the topic of sacks.
I think when he came back in, I think he came right before the 49ers game. I know he got a sack against Brock Purdy. He had 2 on Shedeur, and he had 1 in the Green Bay game. I think in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? And what he does and what makes him so dynamic, and why I'm buying like so much stock into him, is when his ball get off, and like he just destroys tackles, man. Like when he really gets a solid one-on-one, because a lot of times, like especially when he came back in after that Cleveland game, like they'll send tight ends to chip him and stuff like that, get him in his way. They'll send double teams and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he really whoops ass, and like he actually has pass rush moves in that that were developing throughout like the second half of that season last year. Like that's something that like under the Eberflus era, he wrote the bench and stuff like that. He was a 4th round pick. But this past year, he was really getting active with his hands. He was fast as hell, and he had a counter move. Finally, you know, he would try to swim, and if the swim didn't work, I'm trying to rip or I'm trying to spin. You know what I'm saying? And that just gives me the confidence that like I don't think he could be a 12 sack guy. Like I don't think that's his breakout. I think that's very, very hopeful. But I can see like 8.5 sacks, like a solid 8.5 sack season, and I'm putting pressure, and like I'm somebody you have to worry about, like on the defensive line. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I like, and he even does shit in the run game. That's like, you know what I'm saying? It isn't like fool's gold. I wouldn't run a play action pass like to Austin Booker's side. You know what I'm saying? He's not a dude that's gonna like fall for the okie doke, and he's athletic enough and he has the speed. And even if he does, I seen this against the Packers, that I'm right back into play. You know what I'm saying? He could be like a monster. He could evolve to somebody like Max Crosby and be a game wrecker and stuff like that. It just takes time and patience and development.
Man, well said, man. What a show, bro. We had to get up here and give the people a show. You know, it's been a while since all of us been together to talk about the OTAs, man, and just getting up here and just being a squad, man. You know, this is the ugly part of the season as far as content creators. It's a lot of work we got to put in. It's a lot of effort, man. There's no games. You just can't pop up and just be, you know, post-game, pre-game show, you know, press conference, man. You really got to get out here and, you know, take care of the audience, man. So shout out to the 79 people, the 89 people that have been in here, the people that pulled up, you know, what's going on, Miss Audrey. Shout out to Bill that came in here. High Hopes. She said Mari.
That's my mom.
Oh, that's your mom. What's going on, Mom? Dying to Live, Concepts Continuity. That's my guy from YouTube, man. Shout out to Josh that pulled up. So, you know, we just getting it cracking this year, man. We getting together, and it's been a good show, man. We gonna keep on doing this. Shout out to John 336. I appreciate the show, guys. Man, I appreciate you standing around the whole time, bro.
Appreciate you.
Make sure you hit and subscribe on the YouTube button, the CJ's page, and hit that follow button, man, so you can know when we're going live. You get the notifications, and you can pull up with us and join us in the chat if you can. So with that being said, Alan, what's your final thoughts? I know you were talking about Tyreek Stevenson, man. I just want to give you the floor. If there's anything you want to talk about, man, before we get out of here, bro, just to get your bars off, man. What you got for me, OG? Go ahead and give me something I ain't saying, man. What you got?
Yeah, man, this is a dedication for Tyreek Stevenson, man. I just, if I could talk to him on the humbug and buy him a beer at the bar, I would. That young man has a talent to play football, man. He can really play football, man. But it's something going on in between the ears that we got to figure out. He has the ability to be a good safety, a good corner, Swiss Army knife in the NFL. He showed us that he has the ability to take the football away. He's a really good football player. But I don't like to see him looking at people's jerseys, about their names on the jersey. That's not a good position to be in as a cornerback. You can't be watching people's jersey names, dog. That's not a good position.
Look, he said ass and elbows.
Yeah, man, like
he said the back of the lineup. He said the lineup.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, that's the thing. Like, he's got to figure this thing out as a pro. And I know he can do it. He showed his glimpses. But in the NFL, flashes are flashes. You got to be consistent. His problem is consistency. Staying consistent. He's available on the field, but is he here on the field? Is he mentally available? So that's what I need him to work on, man. Don't get caught up. He's a very passionate guy when he talks. That's what makes him a good football player, is talking ability. But then that's also his greatest weakness too. So he's got to figure out things that he needs to work on. And I don't think it's a technique thing. I just think it's a thing where he gets caught in himself. He gets to a point where he gets down on himself. Where, am I doing this? Am I doing that? He don't have a fan on that coaching staff. His only fan is Ryan Poles. So he's got to understand that it's over after these. So he's got to figure this out as a pro, man. I want him to do it, man. I want him to be our second corner. I think he can push some guys out the door if he get his mind right. So get it right, Tyreek. This is it. Michael Jackson. This is it. So let's go, man. Let's go.
Maury, man, give me your final thoughts, man. OG just cooked right there, man. Anything, what you got?
I'm gonna say the complete opposite of Allen, man. Tyreek, your ass is grass, brother. You pretty ass out here. You out here, you getting fucked up. Cause Allen, he give you grace, and he's the good uncle and stuff like that. Me, I have to call him being an asshole, man. If you getting cooked by the third round wide receiver, man, that's the young bull. That's the young dude. You supposed to be, hey man, get my peanut butter and jelly, my Caleb Williams peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Make sure it's warmed up. You supposed to be telling him, hey man, wash our laundry, man. We tape you to the field goal post. He out there, he don't even respect you. He just run past you. He run past you. 58-yard touchdown. You know what I'm saying, my nigga? Hey.
Yeah.
It's time, man. You gotta, y'all keep talking about trading somebody on offense, trading Tyson. Shit, he the one out there getting fucked up. At least Tyson Bajan, he out there, he gets offense, he throwing the ball, he doing all that.
Man.
He's been getting fucked up since 6, 2024. This man has been getting passed around by everybody, man. Ain't no way Xavier Thomas that good coming out the gate. He just whooping your ass, man. And then they pass you off the room, he whooping your ass too. Shout out to him. Condolences, my brother. It's over. Last thing I'm gonna say, shout out Caleb Williams. We go as far as the Iceman takes us, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to the Madden cover on Bob Madden 27. I don't even play Madden. I'm gonna just play it because you on there, brother. Shout out to you, man. Keep getting your nails done. I seen him on the cover. They got his nails like this. He doing the shiver, man. Shout out to you, man. You doing it.
CJ, give me your last words, man. What you got? Final thoughts, man. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end this, man. We're doing 146. An hour and 46 minutes. Pretty good, man. This was a long show. We got a lot to talk about. Normally, we don't hold you guys hostage this long, but we got to talk about OTAs, man. A lot of stuff that Caleb, Austin, Luther, Jalen, Kyler, Tyreek, DeAndre. Look, we got to give y'all the whole show, man. But we appreciate everybody that stayed this whole time, and I appreciate everybody's effort tonight. Mari, aka Sinners, I got my nun guy. Shout out to Sinners, man.
I got my nun guy.
Allen, of course, man. And CJ, go ahead and give us your final thoughts, bro.
Yeah, man, it's good that we didn't have any big injuries at OTAs this year. So I'm hoping that everybody can stay healthy for the season, and get the season kicked off right, get the Bears season going right. So I think that's what the fan base deserves. That's what the city of Chicago deserves. And every damn Bears fan in the world deserves that. The Bears to be healthy, starting off the season. I think that would be dope. That would be straight. That would be cool. All that, man. So I'm just wishing and hoping that the Bears players stay healthy on this team going into the season.
Man, I love it, man. And my final thoughts is this, man. Shout out to the people that's rocking with us for the past going on 4 seasons, man. Whether you from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or TikTok. Shout out to everybody that's been locking in with us, man. For my guy David, shout out to David. He's been monumental helping us on TikTok, man, as far as pulling up to every last. Shout out to Mari, man, that's coming in all the time, just being a part of the gang, man, and really putting the work in. Shout out to the OG Allen, the uncle of the group, the big bro of the group, man, that always steers us where we need to be, bro. Shout out to CJ, the C of the CNG podcast. He might not be but he's the most quiet one, but when he delivers, man, he cooks, bro. I'm always paying attention to him. So
I'm back.
so when C get back to where he's gonna be, man, it's been awesome doing this, man. We don't focus on who's not here, we focus on who's here. When you're building the platform, man, you got a responsibility to the people that love what we do, and that's the most important thing. We want to make sure that the people that's been locked in with us get the best show that we can give them. From a music standpoint, guest standpoint, quality is over quantity every single time. My final thoughts about the season. Look, man, it's gonna be a great season. Caleb Williams is going to take another step. I actually think Austin Booker is going to take another step. I do believe that, but I don't know if it's going to be 12 sacks like Mari. I think Kyler's going to be healthy. I think he's going to get through camp. He got chopsticks for legs. He got strings for legs. It's going to be tough to get him to the finish line, but I think he's going to be fine. Jalen Johnson, he got to show up, man. You got to, if you want to get paid, you got to show up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think Jalen Johnson going into our renting era, and I've said it before, people can sway me. Y'all probably one of the most easily swayed people, depending on that Ryan Pohl topic. I ain't never going to change my mind about that shit. You're a lucky motherfucker. But on the other side, anything else you can sway me on, man. I was on the fence of saying that Jalen Johnson going into our renting era, I think we might have to extend him because he's in our number 1 corner. But it's some people that say we can get rid of him because they age like milk. Shout out to my boy Brady. It makes sense. But my biggest final thought and my final take is this. I think the defense is going to be better than what people think. And I think Jordan Vandenberg is going to come in here and take the mentorship of a Grady Jarrett and take off. I think Grady Jarrett is going to have that young man at a position, at a place to where he's going to be effective. I think that when you got Allen, a guy, and I've looked at Jordan Vandenberg, I've looked at his tape, I've looked him up. He got the motor, man. He got the power. He got the strength. He got the athletic ability. To pair him with the guy like Grady Jarrett, who they play, that's his player comp is Grady Jarrett, according to one coach. That's his player comp. Mm-hmm. The fact that you got that guy in the building as your leader on that defensive line with him, I think he's going to be better than what I think he's going to be. I'm going to take my time with him because I'm excited about him, just like Caleb Williams. And Caleb ended up rising to the top, cream rise to the top. And I think we got one on the defensive line, and we're going to have to put Dennis Allen, the statue, up there on the lake. You got to get Dennis Allen the statue if Jordan Vandenberg pops off. We're going to have to do it because I think he's going to save this team, man. So with that being said, I'm G Walker from the CNG Podcast. That's CJ from the CNG Podcast. That's Young Mari, a.k.a. I got my nun guy, Sinners. Shout out to my boy Sinners on TikTok, bro. OG Allen, I don't know when next time we're gonna be back, but just know we will be back. Enjoy the off season, because once this train get to rolling, ain't no stopping it. Shout out to my boy Down to Live, David, Audrey, John, High Hopes, everybody that pulled up tonight, man. This has been fun, and we will see you guys again. One love. Bear down. Peace.